Now, there's a number of combat units we haven't seen yet, but now you've conquered your first region. You can make a use of the region overview by clicking. Yeah, we already talked about that. Okay, so we got a couple cards here. We just conquered this region, and we get some loot. So we looted 200 gold, 5 range weapons, and 5 spears, as well as 5 light armor. And that's based off of who we fought to a certain degree. Okay, so our army won. Now, unfortunately, we lit some one of the buildings here on fire when we took this. So we're definitely going to want to put that out. I don't have a lot of people here. This is the important time when you grow crops and stuff. There's a lot of wheat here, though. So this is region, right? 4,000 wheat. Come over here, 1,800 wheat, a little less than that. So, yeah. I don't think we need as many people on the wheat if we're gonna put this fire out. Okay. We have no tithe here. Probably a good idea because their happiness plummeted because we just conquered them. Their health is really good, and that's because we're here. And we have our special ability with our book. So we might get some decent population growth here. They're eating everything. Now, typically in winter, you have the most consumption of stuff. Like if we go over to our other region, our cows and sheep are going down. How many cows do they have over here? They have 300. Well, they have so much wheat. I'm going to turn it off for just this moment. And then we'll see. Their wheat production is not going to be as good this year, though, because we use their populace. Okay, well, we got our first region. That went really well. I'm going to take a little bit of a tithe. Quarter tithe. We still get +10 happiness. That's pretty good. So, I'm happy with that. Now, the happiness did plummet a little bit because we don't have food variety, but they'll get that next season. Alright, so we're at 52 happiness there. And, again, we can use this. 36 happiness here. Okay. Now, I could rebuild my army a little bit, but that would drop the happiness of this region. So, I'm going to sit one turn. I do want to check over here, though. We're making light armor. We have a pretty good amount of light armor. So, oh, and there's our hunter dude right there. I can't really do anything with him if there's no animals, so that's fine. Let's switch this over to, I guess, spears. That will eat into our wood production. This is not really a priority right now. Let's get our wood production back online. Okay, they're losing a little bit of iron, but that's okay. I think that's a decent first turn. So our goal is just to build up the population of the region we just captured. So we can take advantage of it. I'm curious what Bert's up to. Wonder if he's trying to attack another place. I don't think we can see what Bert's up to, really, because it's fog of war and stuff. Oh, cool. So we get refugees, we get 250 population, which by its very nature gives us a peasant. I don't know what region that affected. Oh, there's a way to find out. You just... Oh, somebody conquered something. Looks like the other lord. Forget his name. Lord Henry. So people are kind of progressing at roughly the same rate, which I guess is good. That we're a little ahead of the curve. I suspect that yeah. No? This is 124 migration, which is much less than 250. So I'm going to guess that affected this region? Did it spread it out? Because that's weird. But we only had 1750 over here, so I'm going to guess it applied to over here, but I am not 100% on that. Also, if we gained a peasant over here, I'm not seeing it, so it's very possible it's over here. The fire didn't go out, so I guess we're going to use our peasant, our extra peasant, to try and help with that. Okay. And we still have 10 happiness, so it's climbing. Health is at a really good spot. We can start eating the cows, which will actually increase that. Both happiness and... Okay, so the cattle's not really sustainable by itself. And there's no sheep over here? Yeah, okay. That's kind of odd with this population, that the cattle is not enough. Well, I'm not going to worry about it then. Do I want to do anything over here? Okay, so we got a little bit of spears. I think I'm going to let that go one more turn. And then I think I'm going to start working on bows. Yeah, I think that's the precedence that I'm going to put on things. So what all did we get over here? We got a stone. Yeah, stone quarry, which gives us access to stone, which we didn't have before. And then lumber, okay. And then one cow pasture, one wheat field. Okay. Oh, it's double rations. Thank you for pointing that out, Leo. I did not catch that. There we go. So the health is going to plummet. That's why their health was so good. I wish I had caught that. So the peasants were eating double rations. Okay. I guess that would also explain why their happiness was going up so high. Much better. Okay, I'm happy with that. Alright, let's let it go. Until we get this fire out, we're pretty much good to go, I think. Well, whatever it was burned to the ground. Whoops. I tried putting it out. I put a decent number of people on it. Okay. Turn hasn't done finished processing yet, though. So housing is going to be a problem in this region because we're over the cap. Oh, there's our first mercenary. Okay. Probably just as basic manner would do the job. As we need the housing and we need it now. We could go church if we want to be ambitious. So build time is 5, build time is 4. Why is it 5? Cost and time decreased by 20% building on burned ruins. Oh, okay. So you get a little bit of a buff. I think we go church here rather than manor because you get the same number of people with the church. It's a little bit more resource expensive. And in theory, it would take longer, but let's get on it. I'm going to put all 3 people, oops, all 3 people on it, and then next turn I'll take one off. Okay, well that's that sorted. What did we get here? Yeah, building is burned down, I noticed. Okay, how are we doing over here? So, population growth is going up, that's nice. We're on half tithe, I think we'll change that. I don't think there's really anything else to change here. Lumber we kind of need. We want to keep the people in the field. We do want to change this, though. The bows. Okay. And we're at 54 happiness over here now. I think I'm going to let it go one more turn, and then I'm going to start rebuilding my army. We can't afford the mercenary, unfortunately, because he costs 1,500. But we could just add him in to army if he wanted to. He'd give us 100 more men. Can't quite afford him right now. Is there any merchants anywhere? No. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just going to end the turn. Because that's a way to drop the population here, is just draw some into my army. So the housing isn't necessarily a problem yet. And then once we draw these guys into the army, it's probably a good idea to march somewhere. And just keep attacking. Okay, harvest is coming in. So attacking here, although it seems attractive because there's all this lovely stuff, I can pretty much guarantee you they have a nice garrison over here. So this is going to probably be too hard for us to conquer right now. Whereas this guy over here is probably just fine. As long as we don't have any more of the things burned down. So, cow pasture, wheat field, lumber. This seems to be very not having a lot of resources here. But I'm alright with capturing it. Because we're going to eventually want it anyway, right? Alright, so let's click on our army. Well, we could put horses somewhere if we clear out brambles. Okay, so first let's repair our spearmen. The one thing I wish I could do more of would be the... hold on, do we have a merchant somewhere? It's going to cost me money to raise up the army. No, I don't see a merchant anywhere, unfortunately. Alright, that's fine. I'd like to increase our swordsmen up a little bit, but... let's just focus on what we can do. So I'm going to bring these guys up. I could max them out. We'll just see where the population is at the moment. Yeah, well, I see no reason why not to max them out. As long as we stay above 1,500, we don't lose a person. We're going to lose 10 happiness, but that's alright. And it's not going to cost us that much money. Alright, this works for me. And then we'll start on the march. I should check my deck. Okay, so we got 300 experience. I'm definitely going to take fake orders because I love this card. That in our deck. That should be all we can afford right now. Decoy is also extremely good because it more or less is it's one turn. Well, it's not even one turn. It's one attack that doesn't do anything to your men. So it's really good, but it's expensive. I think the only thing we can afford is this guy, but I don't know how useful it really is. I guess a little bit. And it doesn't seem like it lasts a number of shots. So this isn't a bad thing to take, but I think we're going to save our experience. Okay. I think that's good enough. We could draw more peasants if we want to drop this population down a bit. Let's raise up the peasants to 100. That'll do. Okay. Alright, so we're up to 353. Yeah, so are there any horses that we know about? No, this is just a sheep. Sheep, wheat, lumber. Up north was cow, sheep, lumber, wheat. This is actually a pretty good region. based off the fact it has 3 fields. We can always change the sheep into horses, but clearing brambles would do the same thing. Do we have any brambles over in our main area that we have yet to clear? No, I think we already cleared it to get the wheat. We do have this region with brambles there, right there, so we could raise horses right there. Well, once we get the population up, I think that's going to be... Oh, you're all done. Well, you're not done, but we don't need that many. Alright, yeah, let's start working on the brambles, because getting horses... It's going to take time. But I'm alright with that. Okay, let's go invade our next area. So I'll take this out, and then I'll wheel up. And we'll take, I guess this region is not connected to this region, huh? That's fine. Okay. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. Let me just double check. So we're producing bows. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe I should build... I'm going to build the heavy armor so we can build back up our swordsmen. We're not currently taking in iron, but I don't think that's a big deal. I might just do a turn of this and then a turn of swords, and that'll be fine. I could always switch the wood guy over to the iron if I'm really worried about it, but I'm not really worried about it, so I'll just hold off on that. We are almost in our population cap, though. So I'm going to grab this guy. Put him there. We're 3 turns away from that for now, but... Okay. I send the turn. This will be built after this turn, so... Population cap will be fine here for a little while. Then we can take one person, put him in stone, perhaps. And then another person maybe over here to help with this. We'll see. We're not really... Oh, after this turn, I want to put a person here. Do the seasons affect combat? Not that I know of. In theory, the combat will happen for the winter for us. Not that I know of, but I don't know for sure. I know terrain affects things. I don't know about snow. Maybe it gives terrain penalties? Makes it harder to move around? Well, technically it'll be the spring when we attack, because the movement happens at the beginning of the next turn. So let's go ahead and do our movement now. Yeah, so that'll happen in the spring. Okay, so... we need to have another person in the field, so we're planting maximum wheat. If I get a merchant over here, I might sell wheat, though, for money. I'm going to go up to a half tithe here, because our happiness is starting to get in a good spot. Over here, we're normal tithe. That's probably fine for right now. I'd like to get the happiness up just a little bit more. How are we doing on wheat? Okay, it's getting better. That's good. And the population... Oh, we got another peasant, I was about to say. Yeah, we need help here. Building a church, and then we won't have to worry about our pop cap. Okay, cool. And then we can send these 2 people to work on resources. Okay, so you did the heavy armor. I'd like you to switch over to swords, please. When we can get 2 smiths, that would be really nice. So I'd like to build one here eventually, but right now we have other priorities. Okay, I don't think there's anything else really to do. This guy's just going to slowly work on that. Oh, we have 1 peasant. Oops. Yeah, let's help here. Get this done faster. Okay. Looks good to me. Let's end the turn and go kill these guys. But pretty much you're seeing the gameplay at this point. I mean, we haven't built every unit we can build. But this is generally what you got. The economy works pretty much as I've shown. There are more buildings you can do, and you can upgrade buildings, which I have not shown. But we're not really in a place with our economy yet that we can do that kind of stuff. Okay. Go to battle. So, looks like this guy's going to have about the same army the other place had, and considering that we've grown the size of our army, I suspect this will be a fairly easy victory. Although terrain was very much in our favor last time. Not sure if it will be this time. Okay, so there's our camp. It's interesting that... Are we coming from our village? That's cool. So if we had walls, we'd have the benefit of the walls for this fight. I kind of want to set up in the woods, but I don't want the enemy to be able to come and take our camp. So you don't want to be in the swamp. Swamp's bad. That's what this space here is. Maybe I'll put my peasants there. And then I'll put archers here, spearmen here, swordsmen here. At least that's my initial thought. So let's do our peasants first. And they'll just sit on this to prevent it from falling. Because we lose, I think, 10 morale for everybody if they capture this. So if we don't leave it, we leave it uncontested, that's a problem. So spearmen are going to go here. All right, there's their archers. We're going to place our swordsmen. So there's no zone of control in this game, so you really have to make sure... Oh, I can't place... I thought that was a valid spot. Well, I guess... I was going to say, you really have to make sure they can't get to your archers, and then... I could have swore this was a place I could place. But it doesn't let me put it there. That's weird. Well, I guess we're going to have to put it here, then. I'll place them here. As far as the general goes, I'll stay here. Okay, so we got swap, take aim, shields up, formation. Now you can reject your cards, but you don't get to pick which cards you reject. And then you get your hand dealt to you with one less card. So this is fine. Now the archer's going to get the first action here. He played a card. I don't know what that is. It definitely wasn't take aim because it would have lowered his initiative if he had. Owie. I'm going to delay. I don't think there's a reason. Oh, you know what? We could just delay by playing take aim on ourselves. Because that lowers our initiative. Okay, he played a card on himself. We can draw the fake order card, which will help us. I'm going to go ahead and move the peasants to block access to... You know what? I think I'm just going to move straight up. I'd like to get at those archers if I can. We might take casualties moving in, but that's all right. I am going to play shield up on our spearmen, though. And then... maybe formation on them, too? It's not going to matter this turn, but it might matter next. We could wait until the archers go, because they're the last ones to go. So I'm alright with that. So I'm just going to move up here. These guys shouldn't be able to get to me this turn. They play a card on me? Alright, so we have take initiative. That's a good card. Not all that useful this turn. Not really sure what to do with these guys just yet. I might just move the spearmen here. And then if their spearmen come up and attack, we could counter-attack if we just stay where we are. Alternatively, we could move down here and have pretty much the same options. I'll go with that move. Alright, I'm gonna move the spearmen in the center of our line. And then I'm gonna play formation on them in case they take more than one attack. I don't think they will, but... And then we just move our archers up. Now, if we're lucky here, he'll attack our spearmen, which is exactly what we want him to do. All right, I can counterattack their archers, and this is a lot of damage. What I want to do, though, is I want to play take initiative on our peasants or on our spearmen. Reason being is I could go in and smash the archers before the spearmen get a chance to do anything, because they're going to go next. It doesn't really change anything if they go next, though, I guess. So let's just go ahead and take our attack here. Okay, we got first strike. Unfortunately, that's not well timed. Alright, we can attack here, but that would be a bad idea. Let's attack here instead. This is the one thing that peasants are good at. Other than drawing retaliations, but this guy could have formation and, you know, then it wouldn't matter. So, I'm just going to go in and try and hurt these archers a little bit. Okay, that went pretty well. This guy shouldn't be in range of anything. See what he does. He just sits tight. We can't get to the archers, but we can get in here. We might kill him. Yeah, we can choose which hex we go into to attack from. I think this will be okay. If we're lucky, we kill him. He had first strike, okay. Which probably lowered our chances to kill him anyway. Okay, let's finish him off. I suspect that he has formation, but it won't matter. What I'm going to do, though, real quick... Oh, I can't play this because it's the end of the turn. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Oh, you know what we can do? Swap. And we still get our turn. Bam. Okay. Then our archers beat him through initiative. Yeah, I think that was a good plan. So he had shield up, but it... Wait, what card did he have? Because he didn't take any damage. Alright, we got fake orders. I didn't pay attention to what card he had. I thought it was the... Well, fake orders isn't very useful right now. Let's play take initiative on our swordsman. It really doesn't matter because they're going to go next, but it makes me feel better. I'll play first strike on these guys in case the peasants come after. Oh, never mind. Troops are fleeing the battlefield. This happens when the morale of all units has reached 0. So we just won because the peasants ran away. Okay, that went really well. We lost 18 men, so we actually improved over our casualties last time. And for me, the first time I played this game, the first combat I did, I got stomped. And a lot of it is just getting the flow of the gameplay. And the fact that you don't have zone of control. Hey, Wah. Alright, so we conquered this region. So, as per last time, we have to put out the buildings. I really don't want this to burn. So, the fields may have to suffer here. They're on half rations, which is not what we want. I'm going to lower their tithe, though. I'm going to pull from the field. This sucks, but we're going to have to do it because I don't want this burning. Can you put more people? Oh, you can. Okay. You can only put 3 people in a field, but you can put more people. That's all I can spare, though. Okay, well, another place conquered. Hopefully that doesn't burn down. Let's take a look at our other regions. So what loot did we get? 130 gold, 5 ranged weapons, 5 spears, 5 light armor. Okay. Alright, what weapons do we want to produce? I'm going to switch over to bows. Okay. So everything over here, we got the church built. We're already almost running into our population cap again, though. Now, one way I could do this is I could just upgrade something. So this is our manor. What would it cost to upgrade? So it'd be 400 wood, 50 stone, and 200 gold. Which I don't have. Which is odd because it only gives you 250 people extra. But building a brand new manor would cost way less resources. It wouldn't require me any stone. I guess this is the benefit of upgrading, though, is if you're worried about space. Now, what does upgrading the church do? So you get an extra happiness and chance to get the bishop figure. Now, I haven't gotten this guy before, so I don't really know what to expect. So the one thing we're missing is wood. Well, first things first. Let's actually start working the lumber mill. The forestry, or whatever they call it. Oops. Have one guy work on iron. I might go 2 people on the lumber. Because then I can upgrade the church. Is there a time limit on that? Upgrading? Build time 6 turns, so that would take a while. I think that's what I might do, though, because it gives us the extra happiness, which is pretty generally good. Speaking of which, I'm going to double the tithe now so we can get more money out of these people. You can upgrade the town center as well. A bailiff. Okay. I don't know what that does either. Now, how much is the town center house normally? I guess you could probably reverse engineer this. So that's 500, that's 500, that's 250. So... But the upgrade says that it houses 500 people. So does that mean it's an extra 500? That's where I'm getting a little confused with the upgrade. Because if this is 750 extra, which the church does the same thing, then definitely it's worth the upgrade. I guess we'll have to find out. Because of the math of 500 plus 500 plus 250, this should be what, 1500 then? Hopefully my math isn't off base, but that seems right. We could confirm that over here. So yeah, this only gives us 500, so the town center is 1500. Alright. How are we doing over here? So, 3 of 6 progress there. We got our 3 farmers, yeah. 1 there. We do have, and this is something I wanted to do because there's a lot of wheat over here. Although it is starting to diminish. I'm not going to touch it right now. Because it's going down. Oh, but that's right. We didn't have a good harvest last year. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's probably fine. I think we're just gonna have to sit tight for now. Oh, I want to open that screen back up so we can keep track of things. But this map, I think, is much more interesting than your, like, kind of your basic tutorial map. Because there's a lot more build-up to get going. And the regions only have specific resources, whereas I believe with the tutorial one, the resources were very uniform. You had access to everything. So it's good to learn, but it's not good from a standpoint of... Okay, so I think we lost some of the crops. Oops. That should be enough now. Now, because of the crops, they, you know, got diminished a little bit. One guy on that is fine. You know, we can have one guy work the lumber mill. That's all that's here, right? Well, I guess I could grab the guy and see where... I guess we could clear this bramble. Okay, that works for me. We're gonna take this peasant and put him back on the, on here once it reaches winter, but we got a couple turns where we can work on that. Okay, we don't need this guy over here anymore. So, you can start working stone. And we do eventually need a building over here of some type. We could get another smithy. What would we need for that? Probably we're nowhere near the stone. Okay, so we would have enough stone once we worked on that, so a little bit of lumber would help. Yeah, I guess this is fine for now. We're probably gonna have to move these guys around once we get this open. Okay, over here. We have a merchant available. I feel like I should do the upgrade just to see what happens when I do it. So... So this either adds 250 or it adds an entirely new 750. We don't quite have enough wood. That's why the merchant's here, though. Wood. I only need 7. Okay. We're also raking in cash right now, which is really nice. I might be able to buy a lot more from him in a bit, but let's do the upgrade. This is expensive from a gold standpoint, but it's fine. I'm gonna need people to work on it. So, give me you. And you. And... because we've got other people working on wood, I'm also gonna draw this guy. Because I want this soon, because we are almost hitting our cap. Okay, that looks good to me. And then once we get enough resources over here, I'll probably build a smithy. Alright, what do I need to build a smithy? Real quick. So we need 50 stone. We're about to get that next turn. I could always buy it. So 20 stone and 200 wood. It's probably too expensive. I'd probably be better off saving my money, because if a mercenary comes around, we could always buy it. And then that would raise up our capabilities of our armies quite a lot. I'm going to start moving my army. Because right now, we're not really in a position to conquer anything else. This is out of the question. It's too built up. In theory, we're adjacent to this. But I honestly think that one region in the north is more valuable, so go ahead and grab our men and just start moving on. So we want to go here. Okay, so quarter tithe here is fine for me. Normal ration's fine. Half tithe. These guys are pretty happy at the moment, so let's go up to full normal tithe. Normal ration's still fine, although cows are starting to get a little low. And then over here, we're on double tithe, which is fine. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. All right, how long has this stream been going? Okay, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna go ahead and put myself a save. Yeah, so cloud saves don't really work properly in this game because on my laptop I had this save slot used. Granted, it got corrupted and it's completely useless, but okay, that's all good. Let's go ahead and end the turn. I'll build back up the army once I get over here. So we can build up the swords. I'd have a little bit of bows by the time I get there. Yeah, so we can do a little bit of a minimal build up. Okay. Well, end turn. We are ahead of the AI though, so that's good. So I think what I want to do as far as the showcase here is I want to get to that point where we're upgrading one of the buildings. So we can see how that works. Because I personally am not certain how it works. We got 3 merchants. So this is something they probably need to change. Okay, the one wasteland's cleared, so we're going to need to do some stuff with that. Is having 3 merchants in the same spot is kind of silly. Okay, so this is now available. So we're going to turn it into horses. Unfortunately, because the merchants are over here, these resources are per region. These resources are per empire. So we need the regional resources for the horses. I did do horses, right? Okay. We'll grab this person, put them working there. But they will go from 0 to something. So you don't necessarily have to buy, but it does help if you buy to get started. Okay. I don't think there's really anything else I need to do with the peasants over here. We really do need to start working on more housing, though. Fairly soon. Might need to do that now. We'll see. I mean, I do have that merchant, and we can get empire-wide resources, even though it's not in the region we're going to use it. This is fine. I'm happy with that. Kind of have the bare minimum. Oh, we do have a peasant here. Okay, so you... Yeah, it's not... It does give you a little bit of allowance. It's just... It's a very slow start to get it going. So it oftentimes helps when the merchant shows up to get it moving. Because until I get a decent number of horses, it's not really going to be all that beneficial. I'm noticing that the sheep and cattle are going down. And this is not typically the time you would see them go down. So it might be getting close to time where we need to put more people. He's still glowing green, but we have much more growth of cattle here. I think it's diminishing returns because the way it works, you can only put 3 peasants at a particular spot, a particular resource node. But at least with the ranches, each person allows the cap to be raised up by 500. So your absolute maximum capacity, oh, I guess it says 1350 here. But because we have 2 workers, it's at 1,000. If I were to remove that worker, it'd be at 500. So we're still well under the cap, but as you get closer to the cap, the amount of cows that you get, it really starts to go down. So... which is what we're also seeing here in the sheep. is that we're eating them at a rate faster than we're getting new ones. Which I can take a little bit of loss of sheeps right now, so I'm alright with that. Okay, I don't think there's really anything else to do here. We are starting to lose happiness, so I'll drop that down to normal. The main thing we want is just to be able to build another building over here, because we're almost at the population cap, and it's going to take me time to do it anyway. So, better get started on it. So, what do we want to build? A smithy would allow me to build more military weapons at once, because each smithy can only work at one thing at a time. So I could work on multiple things at a time by having another smithy. This only raises the population by 250 though, so it's not a huge amount. Manor would be the easiest way of getting this done. And the church would be the most expensive way of getting this done. I say we try for the church anyway, so I need total 200 wood and 100 stone. Let's talk to one of these guys. So 100 stone, we're going to need 40. And wood, we're going to need 200 total. So might take a little bit extra, depending on how much it costs. That's good enough. Okay. Church. And I'm going to draw you and you to start building it. All right, works for me. Hopefully these merchants show up over here so we can really build up our horses. Okay. So you're moving there, which is what we want. I have the town set up, at least I'm pretty sure I do. You're working on that, and then once we get to the winter, we're going to want to pull you. Okay. Hopefully I can remember all that. Okay, church is built. Looks fancy. I think the next thing I'm going to do, though, once I get all this done, is I'm going to build some walls. So you guys get to see how that works. But it's very expensive from a wood standpoint. So we lost a worker in one of our places because of the population going down. This is our place we just captured, though, so it's kind of expected. My kitty cat, if you can hear him, is telling me, "Stop streaming, I want food!" Oh, there's the dude. So we got him right away. Well, let's see what we got. So the upgraded to church. It did only raise 250. So that confirms that then. So when it says the upgrade, whatever it's going to do with the upgrade, that's including what it already provides. So this is providing 750 total. Okay. Yeah, we got the bishop. What does the bishop do, though? Lord Henry conquered someplace. Okay. What does the bishop do? I can move him. Yeah, I don't know what he does. Okay. Maybe he raises happiness. Let's see. Yeah. 4 happiness from the bishop. Okay, so that's good. We do have a mercenary. I don't have the money for him, though. Do we have a merchant somewhere we could sell stuff to? That sucks. Because this is my turn that I was going to draw stuff for the army. Smithy, I don't know what we're going to do just yet. Well, let's focus on the people. So I have a bunch of people that aren't doing anything right now. We are going to draw people into the army, so some of this population will go away. Let's just do that now. So I can make the spearmen a little bit bigger. Alternatively, what I could do is I could drop their number and give them a second unit. I don't know if we have enough of them to qualify or make that make sense, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and raise these guys up as far as it will let me, which is just 67 for right now. Archers, it might make more sense to do that. So we have 70... Yeah, we can get 76 in each unit. That works for me. We don't have enough foot units to protect them. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and add some peasants here. Let's get them up to, let's say 120. Mostly I'm trying to drop our population here. Okay. Let's see if we have more cards we can unlock. Alright, we've got 290 experience. Okay, Force March allows us to move further, so that's pretty good. But Decoy is amazing, so we should really get that. Put that in our deck. Okay, finished. Okay. Let's go murder more peasants. Alright, now let's do our peasants. Yeah, so we lost one peasant. Oh, keep right-clicking. Put one there. Put one there. What do I want? Well, if we want knights, that's what we're building towards. What happened to my horses? Oh, I only have access... So horses are not empire-wide. If I want to raise knights, I have to raise them over here. Interesting. Alright, well, we'll worry about that later. But if we want knights, we need some kind of armor. It sounded like we could use either light or heavy armor. You know, I want to see something real quick. There's not like a tier system that I'm seeing. Like, if there's a way to upgrade these guys, I'm not seeing it. Oh well. I might just make the light armor. Light armor. Okay, so our peasant. We're making iron, we're making wood. We're gonna need quite a lot of wood if we want walls, so let me go ahead and put this guy over here. Alright, that works for me. Let's come on over here. So we have one peasant not doing anything. We have two working on this, that's fine. Then I'm gonna take this peasant, put him over here. Oh, no, wait, we need stone. Stone, yep. Okay, over here. Our population keeps going down, but I suspect that's because of, yeah, migration away. So until we get our happiness taken care of, that's going to continue. We have so much wheat here. Oh, that's right. We wanted one person over here. Make sure our harvest is at its maximum capacity. If a merchant ever comes around here, we could sell a lot of that wheat. It's not worth very much, but every little bit helps. I think that's good enough for this region. Okay, that should take care of all the regions. Yeah, let's end turn. I can probably start buffing the tithe here. A lot of happiness in our home territory. Alright, we pooped out another person over here. Alright, let's get that tithe up here. Because we're really raising up happiness quite high. I'll go with double tithe for right now. Alright, you. Where do I want you? Probably just more wood gathering. Because we're going to need a lot to build walls. I could be having him in the Smithy, but I don't really feel like I need the military production right now. Okay, you're almost done. You're working on stone. You're working on the field. You're working on that. You're working on that. Fine. We don't have a merchant, so I can't buy any horses. Over here, population's still dropping. But the migration is starting to slow down a bit. Happiness is continuing. Oh, well, what's the happiness over here? Okay, this needs to go up. 82 is fine. So we really have a lot of income. We just need merchants to come around, or mercenaries or something that we can spend that money on. So yeah, not really anything to build here. Just kind of do our economy thing. Okay, that's fine with me. So let's murder these peasants. So is the bishop permanent once you get him? Because if that's the case, that really makes this valuable. Okay, good to know. Yeah, just trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing out on. I don't think so. So let's end the turn and go murder these guys. But I'd like to get some cavalry or some knights going. But I don't know if we're going to have time for that this stream. This game definitely has promise. It's not the most complicated game. We also haven't had an event in a really long time, I'm noticing. We had a lot early on in the game. Alright. Also, my kitty cat can't wait for me to wrap up here. Alright. I didn't really look to see what they had, but... So just to say, like, my feelings on this with this first look, it seems to be a fairly solid game, and hopefully they've worked out some of the bugs that I've encountered thus far. If they have, then this game has promise, but it still needs some content, so I'm not so sure how easily recommendable it is. This hill is pretty much the only terrain we have going for us, because there's a lot of swamps around here. So I think we put our best men on that hill. Unfortunately, we can't take advantage of it with our archers, because it's right on the front line. That wouldn't really be a good idea in my mind. Let's put our spearmen here. We're going to establish our front line to a certain degree. So I say archer here. Other archer here. I either put the peasants here or here. Swamp's bad, so I'm thinking here. It's possible they gang up on my peasants and slaughter them. But I guess if they do that, we're drawing their attention away, so... Then I'm going to put my general on our heavy infantry again. So this seems to be pretty standard. We've got fake orders, take aim, swap, and shield up. I wish I had gotten the initiative card. We might be able to take advantage of the fake orders. Because, like, if he put a decoy on himself, we could, like, remove that. Oh, he just killed himself again. That's the second time the AI has done that. Okay. So 35... Well, this guy's going to take way more damage, so I guess we pepper him. Is there anything here that helps us? Not really. I mean, we could do the take aim, but it would lower us in initiative. So the enemy would act before we would. I think we're better off just doing a lot of casualties here. At this point, it might be okay to use it. The enemy hasn't played any more cards, so there's not really anything we can do with that. The archers are already dead, so shield up is entirely useless. I'm gonna go ahead and play this on this guy. If these guys move up into combat or something, we can... They really want to kill that guy, huh? Well, that makes sense, because he already retaliated once. Okay. Oh, did he skip my turn? That might be what the card he played on me was. Let's have you wait. I mean, I don't know. It seems like an alright move to attack here. I'm just worried that my swordsman might not be able to get in where I need to get in, but I think it will be alright. Because I want to use the swordsman on this guy, but I don't think I'm going to be able to pull that off, so that's okay. We'll just do this. Alright, what do we got that we can help ourselves with? Not really anything. So yeah, I can't attack here because I don't have the movement. If we had that card... Did I do the ability to force march? I don't remember if I did or not. Well, in any case, we're going to move up here. No, I don't think you can move and attack. Wait, why would I take damage? Hold on. Yeah, why is it saying I'm going to take damage? Yeah, I don't know if that's correct. We're not doing that much damage to this guy. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to say take initiative. Put it there. So we go before he does. Let's just murder him. Not quite. That might not have been the way to do that. Oh, we got first strike. That doesn't really help us, though. Alright, hopefully we can kill him with the archers here. And if not, he doesn't have any more retaliation, so... Alright, cool. So very minimal casualties, only 8, so I feel like we're improving each time. Granted, our opposition has remained the same while we've improved, so I guess it's not too surprising. Okay. So honestly, I feel like this map is a lot more exciting than the tutorial map. The tutorial map is... I call it the tutorial map. It's not really the tutorial map. But in my opinion, this is much more exciting because of the size of the map and the scope of it, and there's more to do. Okay, so we have this location now. We got some loot. All right, so I think what we're gonna do Because I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it under a different slot in case that was the problem. Okay. Yeah, I don't have cavalry yet. Which there's two types. There's light cavalry and there's the knights. We never use crossbowmen. The main reason I didn't use them is because they require the light armor. But I could very easily change one of these archers into a crossbowman if I wanted to. Once I get enough armor to do so. So yeah, we're kind of on our way to do that, is just upgrade it to a crossbowman. But what we're going to do is first, I'm going to test to make sure that the save file actually works. Because that's the problem I ran into. But the default start, the one thing that's different about it is every region starts with more buildup. You have walls, you have more buildings to start and everything. And as a result, the garrisons are bigger. So it's actually harder to take the regions. There's a lot less of them, but it's a lot harder because the opposition you're going to face is going to be a lot heavier. Whereas with this playthrough, those little villages I was taking, they really didn't have a whole lot to defend themselves with. Now, there were those built-up territories we saw. That's going to take a lot more doing, but in any case, let's see if the load actually works here. Because if it doesn't, it's going to be harder for me to recommend this game. I suspect it will work okay. But I just want to make sure before we end this out that this works okay. Because the problem I had is kind of a similar situation. I took a region, and then right after taking it, yes, this is the exact same bug. So let's see if the same problem happens. So what was happening to me is my save, rather than it being saved where I saved it, it would always put me at the very end of the combat. Essentially, the save file will be the exact same as the autosave in the combat. And then once I would come into out of the combat, the game would crash. So let's see if that happens. Because it seems to be a repeatable bug. Well, the game didn't crash, so I guess that's a positive. But the downside is that save isn't really where I put it. Right? So I don't know what the deal with that is, but they definitely need to fix that.